Hi guys, TinaGale here, and today I am working with my July My Creative Scrapbook main kit, which is the Echo Park Good Day Sunshine primarily. And I've done a few layouts, and I had a lot of different scraps and stuff, and so what I decided to do was some inspiration from a sketch from Page Maps that was kind of a pie diagram with all the different patterns of papers. And so what I did was I just took a sheet of old cardstock, drew a circle. I actually took a bowl, drew around it, and then my ruler, split it all up, and then I cut it apart, and of course I numbered it. I also marked the pieces where I thought I wanted to put my journaling, so that I would make sure that I had pattern paper that I could write on, and then also where my title was kind of going to go. And I just used those as a template with the scraps of pattern paper, laid it on there, and then just cut with it. That way I could use up some of the smaller pieces that I had. So you can see here, this was just a little strip, and I laid it on there so that I could get it. You could do this on your Cricut or Silhouette as well, but I just did that because I thought it was a little bit easier. I tried to think about which colors that I was going to use. I wanted to make sure that like the dark blues were in triangles, the same thing with reds. My plaids and my multicolors I tried. I mean, it's not perfect, but here's my multicolored here. Pinks, I tried to pick up the pinks here. I have pink here and I have pink here. There's also pink in this and a little bit of pink in that. But that was really the only thing that I was looking at. The sketch also had this one piece of pie that stuck out further, so I went ahead and followed that design just to give it a little bit of interest. This is a border strip from the border strip paper, and then I just cut a really thin strip of the striped paper. And then I've taken it to my sewing machine and I did a zigzag stitch here and then on some of the pieces of the pie. And I just did 2 straight stitches around there. And that's going to be my background. So this is what has taken the most time. It's still not real time intensive, but that took the most time. And then I am just going to do some simple embellishing. I have one photo. My desk is a hot mess because I have been working fast and furious trying to get everything done just on the weekends because I'm working so many hours right now. So I have this photo. Again, I'm working from very old photos. This is from 1997, and it's my son in a summer arts program. And you can see way back then, before I was scrapbooking, I had actually circled his little face and put his name on the photo. I don't know that I would recommend that, or at least use some of our archival safe pens and things that we have now, that's just a ballpoint pen. I did this cut apart. This is from the 4x4 cut apart sheet, but I just cut it down so it's almost a 3x4 because I loved the quote here and I wanted to bring in a little bit lighter color. All of this is really bright, and then the kids in the photo, they've got all these funny little masks and things that they had made in their black and white shirts, and he's on the second row, so he's kind of harder to see anyways. But I didn't really want to put anything dark. I had another card that was from the Simple Stories. This is the one that I thought I would use, and it would work. It looks good there, and I really, really did like that. But I decided to go with this, and I may change my mind. See, I put it back there, and then I changed my mind again because I like how that's a little less busy. But anyways. I matted this on white and then the green patterned paper, which was this one. And you can tell I changed my mind when I got here. I felt like the green was just too out of place. I couldn't find a place for it. I think it was supposed to be this pie here. And it just, for whatever reason, it didn't seem to flow as well. And I liked the pink. And this curtain has a pink cast to it, kind of, so I went with that. So I'm just going to put my photo somewhere about here. I've pulled out stickers, and I have some chipboard stickers and letter stickers here. I'm really thinking I'm just going to put the title right above the photo and butting up against that, something like that. And I've pulled out a few others. And my idea on this page was, if you watched the kit reveal, when I introduced this paper, I said I had some ideas, and I wanted to fussy cut them. And they're quite small, but they're not too bad to fussy cut. And my idea was for this page to do something fun in a pinwheel, but then I saw this sketch that was just the pie pieces, and I thought, well, that's kind of the same thing. And I was just going to scatter these around. Don't know if that's still what I'm going to do or if that's going to be too much, but that was my idea. And I pulled that chipboard pinwheel to get on the layout somewhere. And then I pulled all the pinwheels off the sticker sheet. And this little flamingo, if you've watched me, I did one video where it kind of went off on a rant on the flamingos and llamas and different things. But I don't know that I've ever put a flamingo on a page. But I think I'm going to put this over here because they have, I don't really remember what their little mask was, but they kind of look like little birds. They got all different kind of bright colored flowers and stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, a trailer, birds, that's a perfect place to use that little flamingo off that sticker sheet because he's probably not going anywhere else. Since there's so much going on in that background with all of the different patterned papers, I decided to pop my photo up on some foam. And the cheapest way to do that, and the quickest and easiest, is just getting those sheets of foam from the craft store, and I do believe you can get them from like Dollar Tree and places like that. These are ones I've had left over from when my kids were little and we were homeschooling, and I still have a ton of art supplies, and so I've just been using it up. I'm even cutting it up into these little thin slivers to put that flamingo on because he's stuck to that little journaling card or that 3x4 card, and he just kind of flattened down in there, and I wanted to bring him up a little bit, so I'm just going to put some foam behind it, pop it up. The trick to that is trying to get the adhesive on, and the ATG is not the best way to do that because you're just going to pick the foam up off the sticker. But I got enough on there to get him to kind of stay, and then I go back later with my wet adhesive and finish putting that on there. And I always put wet adhesive underneath my chipboard pieces because they just do not stick. Other than maybe to a photo, they stick really well on that. But I have a hard time with chipboard alphabet stickers like these, and then just chipboard pieces. Most of them just don't have enough stick on there to stay when they're moving around in a layout or in an album. So I always add a little bit of wet adhesive. So I wasn't too worried about that little flamingo. You saw where I had pulled all the different little chipboard pieces off that I thought that I could use that could go on here, and now I'm just trying to decide where on the page they can go. And I loved the little camera and the pink. I decided since I had the pink flamingo on the right, I needed a little pink on the left, so that little ticket stub that said Summer Fun was perfect, and it kind of went over the top of that pink pie piece, and then I have that pink flower up on the top right, so I felt like that made a good triangle. I went ahead and adhered my title just like it shows, the Summer Arts, and now I'm just going to try to find places for all these little pinwheels. And I also stick foam tape underneath the sides of those. I put a glue dot in the center, but I put just a little bit of foam tape. I think I put 2 or 3 little pieces so that the edges of those would stick up over the page. The final little touch is I wanted something in the center of these, so I pulled out the brads and pulled the colors. I chose pretty much all of the dark blue ones so that I could get those, and I think there were 3, so I moved those in the 3 different kind of cluster areas, and then the rest I'm going to finish up with enamel dots. And I end up using kind of all the different colors of enamel dots in the pink and the yellow and the blue, or the dark blue. I don't remember if I put any green on there or not. I don't think I did. I think I kept it with the pink and the blue and the yellow. But I wanted them in the center of all of the pinwheels, and then I add just a few little extras, and I tried to keep those in a triangle position as well. Since I had that little aqua card to the right, and I put that same aqua in the title, I felt like I needed more aqua. There was aqua in the camera, but just not enough, so I decided to put the year in those same little letters to finish that out. It's words and aqua, so I put 1997 off to the left there, and that is going to finish this layout. I love how it turned out. It's a great design. Be sure to try it if you have scraps. I think it's a fun little way to use up the end of a collection. Hope you enjoyed this. I have loved being part of the My Creative Scrapbook team this month and creating with their kits. If you're new to my channel, be sure to click subscribe there and be notified when new videos are revealed. Thanks so much for watching.